Now let's move on. When was John's Revelation written? Well, somewhere between 60 and 100, but it would be better to know exactly when, but we cannot identify because the rebellion against the Romans by the Jews happened before, which ended at BC 70 with burning up the Second Temple. But the pictures can be applied anyway, so the main context won't be lost. Uh, so what happens in the seventh cup is the destruction of the city. Isn't necessarily involves the destruction of the temple. Could be refer on the three party being present in Jerusalem, or the Jewish-Roman war, or simply the Christian and Jew opposition, any bullshit. But it doesn't change anything as the age, the year is, well, yes, so you know, the time almost is precise, so there isn't the doubt is only in the details, not in the big picture. Yeah, you could check what happens at in the ends of the signs, like the seventh sign is the big silence, the seventh trumpet is God's temple appears and a big rumble hears. The uh, at the end of the Star Lady, some bloody raping happens. The Judgment Day, the seventh cup ends with concrete destruction on the earth, and in the very last chapters, the 21 and 22, the heavenly Jerusalem stands. So this is a uprising spiral, more circles in Revelations. There is the big war. Now, there is the color of scarlet or lilac, depends on translation. Both means the same things, divinity and rulership. The seven mountains in the Bible, any high places are called mountains, so they can be hills too. What they and the big war is identified as a city. So it Rome is the obvious thing to say. It is the war, but well, just check other details. Jerusalem also sits upon, was built upon seven hills. It is the Jewish center, so it is also divine governing body for the Christians. And we know that the 10 horns, the 10, what the fuck, province of Roma is the 10 horns. The 7 is all, are only emperors. The 8 will be again emperor. Now, but what we know, that the beast is in alliance with the horns, and they are together in alliance for a period with the big whore, who they then later go and destroy. Rome wasn't destroyed by the Romans. It wasn't opposed. More better word. Rome wasn't opposed by his rulers only the Jews were opposed, as we can see. Uh, so the big war is only Jerusalem, as you can see. Also, the New Covenant many times refers on the Jews who persecuted the prophets, and they are drunk with the prophets' blood, the real believers, only real believers of the Old Covenant. The merchants are a reference on Jesus' temple tantrum. Uh, yes, uh, Jesus has many names, commits some genocides, the unburied dead eaten by birds is just a Jewish picture that, oh yeah, we are punishing you even after you died thing. Uh, Now I wish to mention the most obvious mention of eternal torture, or seemingly what they seemingly says eternal torture in the Bible. This is Revelation chapter 14, point 9 to 11. 9 is only required for the context. In the tense, you see the forever fires lake, what is Gehenna, but we could see before in the Evangels that like in Matthew 18 to point 6 to 9, that it is the destruction of the physical body, and the lake of fire is identified in Revelation 20.14 as the second death, what is identified in Matthew 10.28 as the death of the soul. And if you check Revelations 14.11, we will see that the smoke of the sin is going up. So what verse 11 says is tells it is just a monument, a memory stone about sin for the remaining people of the New Jerusalem. And it doesn't refer to any eternal torture. Yes, and now the last 3 chapters I will discuss in yet another video, and that will be the last one. I had some minor problems with that, what would change the interpretation of them, so I'm still waiting on one thing to be clear. That is a translation problem, and I don't speak ancient Greek, so this is the end of the earthly happenings in the John's revelations of the New Covenant part, and we will see what is in the last 3 chapters in the very last video about the Bible by me. Thank you very much.